Hi and welcome, it's Peg. Today's journal page is coming straight out of Mission Controller Mike Deacon for Mission Inspiration January 2021. So you can see the spreadsheet here. It shows the colors, which are tropical teal, terracotta, and golden honey. I'm pulling some Americana paint out and mixing, trying to get to the color that's on the chart here. You can use one, two, or all three of these colors in your creation. I choose to use all three in different proportions. I'll start with the teal in the largest area, and then I will add golden honey, and terracotta will be a bit of a surprise in just a small bit of the piece that I'm working on. So the prompts, the ingredients, in no particular order because he just gives you the ingredients, um, include fantasy because this is all about imagining the impossible or improbable. And my page today is definitely improbable, not something that we are going to see. It's straight out of Fantasyland. So let's get moving on here. I'm going to speed things up about 4 times fast. I'm just mixing that teal paint with a little bit of black to tone it down to the color that is on the prompt sheet. And I'm going to get started with my page. Now, the first thing I did was to take some painter's tape and tape off the edge because I don't want this dripping down the edge of my book. I'm going to get it quite wet. I'm going to add water to my surface and let that drip down the page. I want this acrylic to have more of a watercolory, ethereal feel to it. So I'm just letting it go, moving it around on the page, and I'm loving what that is doing. I'm going to dry it down because I don't want my colors to mingle. I want them to stay separate. So the next thing I want to do is get a stencil and start doing the stencil prompt, but I've got this paint from, I think this is another Americana in a honey color, and I'm going to end up using that to, I want to give the impression of vines and trees and things in the background. I want this to be kind of a foresty scene, so in order to do that, I'm trying to add a little bit of depth just with the paints and layers. I apologize if you hear noise in the background. I am in the basement. It's winter in Iowa. The furnace will be running. The extra heater will be running. The gas dryer will be running. Everything down here makes noise. In addition to that, I have a call into my internet provider because it seems that my videos have been breaking up on YouTube, and we can thank Derecho here in Iowa for that because the storm came through. My internet has never been the same again. They're supposed to be coming out next week. Hopefully this video is not freezing for you. I'm apologetic because there's nothing I can do about many of these issues. Even with all that, I hope you're enjoying the process here. If you want to join Mike Deacon in Mission Inspiration, he has a Facebook group that you can follow and get the prompts each month. And there's more than one type of prompt throughout the month. We also have Pick a Stick Challenge on our Facebook group, which is Art Joyous Sharing. Chelsea and I will be doing a Pick a Stick Challenge each month for the year, and just want you to enjoy creating in 2021. So I have added a little bit of black to that tealy color and created a path through the woods to this doorway that enters into Fantasyland, and kind of created a depth perception type thing there with the vines and such hanging down, I'm going to take a stencil from Stencil Girl Products. This is a stencil from Trish McKenna. She does these wonderful viney things. If you watched the other day, I did a large canvas with leaves and vines from stencils by Stencil Girl and Trish McKenna, and I will try to remember to put a link into that at the end of this video. And come over and check out my blog because I have information on there also. I think every other month, Shell and I do a guest spot for Stencil Girl Products, and I absolutely love their stencils. They're some of the most unique, and I have quite a few. Just say it. So this is a little sponge that fits over the end of your hand. I'm just using that to paint with and blend out some of that harsh edge from the stencil. And the prompt was stencil, but I'm also going to use a die cut because that's another one of the prompts. The prompts are stencil, torn book text, paint, die cut punch, and doodles. So I kind of doodled or scribbled the background in. I am using a stencil. I will be using some torn book text and dies, and fitting in all of the ingredients or prompts that are provided for this particular page. Now, that is a challenge from time to time. Just, how am I going to make all of these ingredients fit into something that makes a cohesive journal page? And I enjoy that challenge. I enjoy thinking about how am I going to put that together, and actually going to Fantasyland, thinking about how this page is being interpreted. So I use the paper as something that I stamp on. I'm going to emboss a piece. Let me speed this up a little bit again. So if you're on your computer, you can always slow this down with the controls down below, but all I'm doing right now is gluing these die cuts down. And I want to fit these trees into my forest. So I'm using a die cut. I cut it several times, trying to get it to look a little more realistic by using different portions of it and gluing that down. So that's all this is about. You don't need to have that in slow time. So, like I mentioned before, I'm in the basement just working away. I think I spent, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours in between things, running up and down the stairs, taking care of the mail and the phone calls and whatever else goes on during the day, and chatting with my friends online and, all kinds of things. So that's why I do these sped up. This is not meant as a tutorial. It's just meant to show you how I do my daily practices and what you can do using these challenges to prompt yourself to do something. I hear from many people, I don't know how to start. Where do I begin? I've got this page that's just staring back at me. How do I get going? Where do I go with this? And that's why in our groups like Mission Inspiration and Art Joy is Sharing, we provide prompts for you just to help you do just that. Get going, get started. So here is a piece of paper out of a book, and it's talking about the sycamore tree. And I thought, well, how appropriate that this is about trees, and I've got trees in here, so I'm going to add that in. I also am painting out my little foxes. I've got a couple of foxes on the path heading off to Fantasyland. I have my mushrooms in the foreground that I stamped onto some text paper, and I will, just take some of those colors. I'm only using those 3 colors in this whole composition. The golden honey will mix with the tropical teal to make a lovely green hue, and I did use some of that in the canopy in the forest. And the door has that golden honey wood tone to it, as if it was made out of something oaken. The foxes have that terracotta tone to their fur, and that teal color I'm just brushing onto the tops of those mushrooms and into the background for sky effects. So you can see how I have taken those 3 colors and used them in my composition and weighted them by not, having the same amount of each color on the page. So I hope you come and join us. There are links in the description box below. I always have things down below. I know some of you are watching on television, which means you may have to come back and find them, or, hop on your telephone and go to, you can see this video on your telephone and click a link there, or you can just, type in Mission Inspiration or Art Joya Sharing on Facebook and find us there. I am Peg, the letter A, Robinson.com for my information. And yeah, check everything out if you want to. And also, I want to mention that there are affiliate links down below. This doesn't cost you anything if you're going to go shopping for any of these products. What it does is it allows me as an artist to get a little bit of something every time you go shop using my link, so that, and we're talking about pennies, so that I can continue to, have products and show things on my channel for you. So I have these words. They have that golden honey tone to them. They're just cut out of magazine or something, but I wanted to add some words to this page, and that'll be about it for me today. Thanks for being with me. I hope you go and check out those other videos that I mentioned, and I will see you again soon, my friend. Bye for now.